Yeah.
You can see the arch.
Yeah. Yeah. And this here is part of the Rosserk River, isn't
yes,
it?
the Rosserk, yes.
Yeah.
Probably had a name in the olden days for grinding corn.
Petrie's, you were telling me, came from...
Scotland,
yeah.
yes, old George Petrie.
Yeah.
Came to this land and he drained it and manured it, and he gave lots of work to the local people at that time.
Yeah.
And you were saying, and they used to have 30 to 40 stalls here at one
Yes,
time.
down in that long shed. I was often told, yes, that was the stall house.
Yeah.
And they had piggeries and fowl houses and all that.
Would he be a grandfather now of the present day Robin?
Yes, a grandfather, yes.
Yeah.
Of the present owner.
And this estate was divided up in when, 1950s?
Yes, there was 3 sons, Alec and Norman. Norman got Greenlands house and part of the lands there. And Alec got on towards the main road.
Yeah.
He got that part of the land. And Robbie,
Down
the
here.
eldest son, got the home place here.
Yeah. Now we'll see if there's any traces of the mill left. Are the axle for the mill wheel?
I think so. I think so, from the look of it anyway.
Yeah. Bolted into the stone.
Yeah. And
There is a corresponding stone on the far side. The water wheel would be on this here, wouldn't it?
Probably. Looks like.
yeah. And that must be what do they call it now? A take off.
The bell, power take off or something.
Yeah.
For working the gears.
Yes, I don't know. The grinding machinery would be inside.
There was an old pulley now.
Yeah. I came through that and hit
I think so, yeah.
the compartments on the wheel and put a spin.
Yeah. And set it round, and you can see an axle.
Would there be many people employed in the mill that time?
Oh, I said there was about 20.
Yeah.
There was great employment given in this yard down.
Yeah.
Old Petrie came over.
So you think there were old houses along the way here?
Yes, old houses, yeah.
But the people that were working here?
Well, I'd say that until he built the new the row.
Oh, yeah.
He built a row further over the road for his worksmen. 5
But
or 6 houses on the way over.
What about this building over here?
Oh, that was the stall house.
Well, they had 30 or 40 or
yes,
50.
oh, there we are.
Yeah,
that anyhow.
yeah. Did they keep horses here too? Sure, they must have.
Oh, they had horses for drawing the
Machinery and the traps and
machinery
everything.
and the coach and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Great employment given in this particular yard to the men of the area.
Yeah. The Rosserk house. The back of it now, Mrs., isn't it?
Yes, this is the back of Rosserk house.
Yeah. Built by
Built by old George Petrie
Yeah.
after returning from Scotland.
the grandfather of the present day.
Yeah, after present day, Robin, the
Yeah,
owner of it.
yeah. I wonder did Colonel Knox Gore ever live here? Or was it him that...
Well, I
Oh, it was here. This Rosserk house was here in 1856.
In 1856,
Yeah.
yes. I would have been before that old George Petrie came over from Scotland.
So maybe Colonel Knox Gore didn't live here, Cannon. What do you
I
think?
wouldn't think so, no, it's too near Balik, and he would have lived in Balik, I think.
He might have
know.
Captain Augustus Bolton or whatever, who was taking care of things for him down here, probably living here.
Yeah, or some land agent anyway.
Some land agent, yeah. Rosserk house.
Yeah, and we think at a guess now that the Petries came about 1890.
Or
That's
thereabouts.
only a guess.
Yeah. Stables down there, and this is the way out.
If Robin came and tell us the dates or something, he'd know.
Now there's an old cottage in the background there belonging to...
The Lynott family,
yeah.
yes. They were herds for Mr. McCormick over in Carraray, and they lived here.
Would that be McCormick of Lacken now?
Yes, the McCormicks of
Oh,
Lack.
they had land over there.
They had, yeah, they owned all Carraray land until it was divided. You know, the old McCormick people.
Oh, yeah. Was that Niall now or Samuel? You didn't hear? Must have been
Oh,
Sam.
it was not, yeah, well, Niall in the later years.
Yeah,
It was Niall the Land Commission took it from, yeah, and divided it.
And the line of stuff were herds for him
Yes,
lived over
they
here.
were herds, the 2 boys, Eddie and Tom.
Yeah.
And Lizzie stayed on here in the house.
Previous to this, there was an old thatched house.
Yes, I think there was an old thatched residence there.
Was it on the Petrie estate this?
Well, actually, I cannot say now,
Yeah.
really.
It's
The Petrie estate seemed to be all on this.
It looks like it's on just the district's board's cottage.
Yes, that's what it is. At the
And there would have been an acre in along
an
with each
acre
of
along
those.
with the cottage. Yes,
Oh,
you see
yeah.
lots of them around the countryside.
Having an acre, that's
yes,
right.
having an acre.
And having the same shape as that house too.
Yes, the same shape.
Now you think there was a dam built across there,
Yes, that was a dam at one time.
and the water was all out here, wasn't it?
Yes, it used to flow out here.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'd say it has been drained or something done, you
Yeah,
know, in
yeah,
recent years.
yeah. This is where they held up the water to
The
work the
water,
mill.
yes, it
Yeah,
holded
Yeah,
it.
yeah. The mill pond.
Yeah.
And away down then by the river.
Yes, and down. Yeah.
Up there now, you were telling me, was the
The Welsh families.
not alone up, it was there was a row of houses
yeah,
there.
the old row of houses they used to call it. It was the workmen's houses for old George Petrie.
The Petrie row, was
Yeah,
it?
the Petrie row.
Yeah.
It was built specially for the workmen.
Yeah.
And he had a forge and all that there.
Had it?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be seeing that in a minute now. This was the forge up here in the corner, was
yes,
it?
the forge. Yes, that was the forge.
And the blacksmith, did you know, or did you hear
Oh, I
him?
did, yes. It was Michael Carden.
Oh yeah, he lived in
He
one
lived
of these.
here, yeah, he lived in that house there, yes.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be working for the Petries now here, wouldn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, shoeing the horses and the machinery.
And that, yeah.
What about the next house down there?
The next house was belonged to a man named Genty. I think he was from Belmullet.
And the farthest house down there?
That belonged to Paddy Welch. He
Yeah.
worked for the Petries until he died in recent years.
Yeah. What was he? Was he just a workman?
Just a worksman.
Yeah.
Looked after the pigs and that.
Oh yeah, General.
Yeah,
Oh.
general.
The Petrie row.
Yeah, that's the Petrie row now.
Yeah. But when did the last man die out of here?
The last man died about 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yes,
Yeah,
the last house.
yeah,
now.
yeah.
He worked with Alec
Yeah.
all his life. He kept him on, you know,
Yeah,
even though he was old.
Well, we're speculating now. According to the map, the mill pond should be, from where I'm standing, back in that direction.
Yeah.
There's sluices marked there at the corner. And my guess would be that this one was closed and the sluice then into the mill race opened to divert the flow of water from the pool and the river down that way.
Yeah.
And when the grinding was finished then, this one was closed off and the sluice here for the ordinary river was opened again.
And let the river have its natural course.
Right.
Right. And still holding water in there. Yeah. Ah, yeah, that'd be it.
Because inside that bank now there's a stone and mortar wall. This is kind of right angle.
Across the river, yeah. To hold up the water, the sluice, wasn't it?
Well, it should be the size of the mill race.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the beginning of the beginning of.
No, we didn't. No.
This is your house here now, John, and you're in it about, what is it, 30 years?
1953.
53, roughly about that. Now, before you came in here, who was in it before you?
Norman Petrie.
Yeah. And before him there was...
There was a good few people stayed here before him, I think now. But the land belonged to the Petries, like
Yeah.
since for years before that.
Yeah.
And there was a party named Greens. It was called Greenlands.
Yeah. Richard
Green's
Green
place
was here one time, wasn't he?
Must be. It must
1856.
be 1856.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Well, there's a Cowan Green then mentioned in 1837.
Yeah.
Cowan Green. He could be his father or somebody
Yeah.
belonging
He
to
must
him.
be.
Yeah.
He must
Yeah.
be.
Fine big house, wasn't it?
So they must go away then. The Greens and Petrie must take it over or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
After
yeah,
that, no,
yeah.
that's all I know about.
Our property was always changing hands around that time.
Right,
So.
right.
You didn't put the railings up here, did you,
I
John?
did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But put them on. It was a stone wall was all around us.
Oh, yeah.
It was a
Did
man
you-
from Ballycastle that built it now, and I think he died or he was here in a young fella now. He was buried there about 4 years ago, Langan from Ballynock.
Oh, yeah. Did he
It's
build the
stone
house?
mason.
Oh,
His
no.
father built this house.
Oh, yeah.
There's new part road and the walls all round it, and he was here and a young lad with him, he often told me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be about 60 years, over 60 years ago since it was built. It is, I think, yeah.
So this is called Greenlands after the Greens that were here one
That's
time.
it, must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
We've got some more people now that was living here, John. You were saying that your father O'Hara lived here at
They
one time.
did. Some priest anyway lived here.
He'd be the
and,
parish priest in Cuneel, was he?
He was, I think, yeah.
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 Well, there was a father Tom O'Hara in Cuneel at one time.
It must be him now.
Yeah. He came from Carrickness, you know.
He'd be one of the hairs.
He was indeed, he was. Yeah.
Well,
yes, Father Doherty is buried above at the outside the church.
he is.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is. He is.
And there was
And there
also,
was a policeman that used to be in Killala one time, Parkinson.
yeah,
He was living here.
yeah,
And he reared his family here. They went away, they came back. Some of them now inquiring about where
Yeah,
their
yeah.
people were born and reared.
What was the crack about his kids and the wife's kids?
Oh, you want to know? No, I won't hear that.
Well, he was married to a widow anyway. So
You know it anyway, without telling you the same.
All right. All right. And she had a family and he had a family.
That's right.
And then they had
They had
a family between them.
Yeah.
Right.
So when they were all gathered together,
Yeah, he called her and he said that if they didn't watch them, that his children and her children,
The children.
their children, yeah. And kill our children. He said.
oh, yeah.
I know.
Fine. You were saying that Peter had a square mile of land here at one time.
He had surely.
640 acres.
It's a good few acres.
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah. But there's over 1,000 acres in this townland now, you know. It's a very big townland.
It was.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah,
It was.
yeah.
And you
And
think he came after the famine times, you were saying?
I think I read it on some paper now one time, the history about the Petries. They'd tell you themselves, if you were talking to George, he'd know. George
Yeah.
was a great man,
Yeah.
he'd know the time they came there.
Yeah.
Well, there was two Scottish fellas got land here at that time, according to some history I see now. Another fellow up the other side of the road, well, he didn't keep on to his, but Peter made a success of his grant
Yeah.
at that time. He must buy it up very cheap, you see. And he reclaimed a lot of this land.
Yeah.
He piped it and
Drained it.
drained it and
Yeah.
everything. He gave a lot of employment.
He did. Oh, indeed, I heard that from a lot of places in the townland that he created a lot of employment here.
While sure there was nothing else. And he
That's
had a
right.
row of houses up there and
He had
family in every
that's
one
right.
of them.
That's right. Yeah.
He had them at work at 6 o'clock in the morning and yeah,
Oh, he was a good man for the area.
while it kept people alive anyway.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's an old stone standing up over in the field there.
Standing stone.
Yeah, you'd never hear anything about it, did you?
I did.
Yeah.
An old king is better on that stone.
Is that?
There was an old witch for my pin lies.
Yeah.
An old witch from Nathan.
Is that so?
An old witch from Nathan pegged that stone and she caught the old king under it, crossing the hill.
Is that so?
And pinned him down.
And pinned him
Pinned
down.
him under it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They lifted there last year
yeah,
But there was no sign of a king.
and there was no king under it.
yeah.
And it must be no landmark. It's a landmark.
I think it is.
It is a landmark.
think
And
it
there's
is.
another one in Castle Connor.
Is there?
And there's another one below someplace.
The one down on mine.
And mine.
There is,
And
yeah.
there's another one below in what I see now, what's the name of the place? Was below Kilcummin John out.
There is loads of them.
Yeah, you're right. Banner.
It's not, well, there might be one in Banner.
Yeah, the standing stone in Banner. There's one small one standing on the hill there.
There is, and there's another one
Yeah.
and abroad that.
Mullach.
No,
As you go down towards Bracester.
I know it's not there, but it's sure if I could think of the place.
Anyway, going down here.
That road was an old road. That old road now, there was a big lodge below at the shore where Quinn has now.
Right,
And that road came up this way, up to Dabbylin and out this way.
right, right.
And they came another road up across our landing. And I knew where it branched out someplace at McCandless and we're out the other way.
Yeah.
I suppose I was sure.
But that must be years and
Yeah,
years ago.
1,000, maybe
Before this.
2,000
Yeah, a
years.
long, long time ago. You don't know who was in the lodge down here or ever hear of anybody being in it?
And down at the
Down at Doctors, I didn't. I never know who was in it.
Yeah.
But they were
It was
making
an
salt
old
or
house.
something down there.
There was salt pans and it was a class of town, wasn't it, one time, I
There's a
think?
lot of buildings I know. I brought
You
a
know,
lot
old
of
house.
foundations away.
Oh, I see.
Did you?
It was a town one time, anyway, like Abbeytown was the name of it,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Were they exporting, sending out things, grain or anything?
No, salt they were making it.
Ah, yeah.
That time I know they exporting that.
Yeah.
They must be taking it off the salt water.
Taking it off the salt water and making it.
They
Yeah.
had pans there that you could dry it out in again or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I often had Mickey Darty talking
Ah.
about the salt pans, but I never patched down remarks about
Yeah, must be down there, so.
Oh, down
I'm
there.
afraid they haven't there now, and because Quinn done a bit of building there since at the end of
That's
Mickey
right.
Stables and
But
That's
you
right.
sat into the stable now.
Yeah.
A Queen stable, that's what the saucepan was. He made a store out with for holding mail or something.
Ah, yeah.
That was those saucepans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Up in Greenland's house.
Yeah, just
Yeah. Where John is
John
living.
is now.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Where was he doing the service?
Well, no, I couldn't.
You never
tell
heard?
that.
You never heard.
it was before Oddfish time, I
It
suppose.
was on me.
Ah, you might have heard somebody saying, you know.
I must be in Cooney, no.
Was it? Yeah.
I must be.
Yeah.
No, I think the owner of the house away back was a man called Cowan Green, and then after him there would have been, was he Richard Green?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know his name now, and Feather Green, I often heard those here beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ah.
But some other priests stayed in it later years, I think, in like, was lodging there, wasn't he?
I think that's
Some
Feather
place
Green was like, you know.
That island behind you now is Tannen.
Yeah, Inishtoch. I see according to the map of St. Acres, two roads and odd perches. The name, probably a high
Sand-
sandbank.
Doch, isn't it? Doch, yeah.
I think so.
Now, up from that up there is,
The one out through the gap then is Inish Porton. That would have to do with the crabs.
yeah.
In next to that then, coming into the right would be Corrigans. And the high one then in near the shore, there in line with Rosserk Abbey, is Alawan.
Yeah.
Now it's difficult to derive that. could be white cliffs or
Yeah.
height.
Yeah. Alawan. Now, the Carrigines means the small rocks.
Yes,
Little
although
rocks. Carrig. Carrig is the rock and the small ones in the Carrigines.
that's right. Well, it seems to be covered with sand now, and there's green,
Yeah.
the green grass growing on it.
Yeah.
You can see a line of
Trees and bushes there.
yes, moved out onto the shore. Well, we understand from some of the locals that there used to be salt pans there. There's a house which is out of our line of vision now, and the people who live there apparently used the salt pans. They let the tidal water in on a flat surface, blocked it off then, and allowed the seawater to evaporate, and then they gathered up the the salt which would remain.
Yeah.
The only reason we can think of is salt was difficult to get, and well, they knew there was salt in the salt water, so they used it.
It would be warm there too, warmer than other places along the river.
Yeah, it would have the
Yeah,
shelter.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And salt was very valuable in the old days too.
Yeah.
Time of the French Revolution, I think it was used to pay as a tax or as money or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Salt,
right.
yeah.
That's right. And the local tradition as well that at that house, which was occupied, well, in more recent times anyway, by the caretaker for the Gallaghers. And previous to that, there were a number of other houses as well
Yeah, in this area.
in that, yes.
Yeah.
And there's a tradition also that along the shore here, in earlier times, a number of fishermen used to live. And there was a well somewhere now, I'm not sure exactly where it was, that they used to use. And what was it, Tangler's well?
Cadgers, the cadgers,
well.
the cadgers well.
Yes.
Fish,
Yeah.
the fishermen cadging the fish are trying to sell it. I'll tell you now where to go. Now up there we think might be the cadgers well.
Well. That's right, as far as we can go from the description. We didn't actually see the well, but it's somewhere there or
Probably
thereabouts.
there now on the
Yeah, town
left
and
of that, yeah. That's Marshall Duran's house, I think. He bought it from somebody.
That's right, in your one.
And this is the road up to the health house. That's it there now, isn't it?
Yes.
And the stable.
Yeah, owned by Donohoe Quinn at the moment.
And before that, the Dohertys were there.
Ah, yes.
Mickey Doherty. I think she's people who were herbs for the... That's it. She's gone. That road for the other.
You were standing now where these row houses were. And a bit further on from me, right?
Yeah.
Behind us.
So down here would be a row of houses you call Abbey Town.
That is true.
You quoted them out, Tom, didn't you?
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yes,
I took all the stones
the
really out.
children picked them, and
Some of them there.
In the houses, yeah.
I'd say that if you went deep enough down yet, you would still get more. You get ruins.
Well, you have
Ruins
room,
that-
but that's only small.
You get the actual foundation,
The houses?
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that's what you
Mickey Doherty was saying there was a row of shops here, what's that?
right down here where I'm standing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he'd be the man that was in the head's house
He's
way
in
down
the
on the
Herd's
fair.
house. That's right, down by the shore in the
Yeah.
Gallagher, Herd in the Gallagher estate,
Yeah.
which is this now.
He didn't talk of a sheep being around in here.
Big.
What did you call this town here? Abbey Town, wasn't
Abbeytown.
it? Yeah.
Abbeytown, really. Abbeytown is there.
Abbey Town.
Well, Abbey Town on the map was on the other side of the road, but of course they could have made a mistake. It could have been both sides of the road or whatever.
No. Sure, that's the other side. That's Lee Carry, you know, the other side.
Yeah,
Lee Carra's the other side,
That's
Sean.
the other side
Yeah.
of that river.
yeah.
Goes under the address of Lee Carroll.
Lee Carry.
Good.
This side,
Yeah,
the
we're-
domain of it goes down here, this side all round.
Yeah,
And Abbeytown, all this like Rosserk ends up across here.
right.
To be the Gallagher's estate.
But
right.
I remember, Tom,
160 acres it was in
I
it.
remember us picking stones. Now, don't say I'm wrong.
I think they had an L shape here, hadn't they?
Yeah,
The houses had an L
yeah,
shape.
that way and going that way.
And going down as far as where the tractor would be there.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
And a line, not dwelling it look like,
Yeah.
more.
This is your father's house now, Sonny,
It's
isn't
your
it?
lady.
It hasn't changed much, I think, since the time.
Oh, no, indeed.
the same kind of houses.
Same kind of house.
What are they called? Well, railway cottages, was
Aye,
it?
aye,
Yeah.
railway cottage.
Now, your father used to work on the railway, isn't
He
he?
used.
What was his name?
James, too.
James, yeah.
Aye.
And maintenance work, was it?
Maintenance work,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I believe your mother was opening and closing the gates, you were telling
She
me there.
was, yeah.
Now, where did the railway run here? What direction was it in?
Just right down where that shed is built.
That shed there now is built on the path of the railway,
It is
isn't
built
it?
in the path
Yeah.
of the railway.
And the gates were across here, weren't
Yes, with the cross there.
they? What colour were they? Black and white?
White and red signs on.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember seeing them?
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
seeing the railway coming up.
Yeah. Do you?
I do.
1934 it finished up, was it?
I think it was around 1934.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There were a few of these houses along the line, wasn't there?
There was
Egan's.
Egan's, there was another one up at Collins, and there was one Welch's down there,
Yeah.
and Gordon's at Killarn.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be 2,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6. Eddie
Yeah.
Rogan above in
Yeah.
Collins now.
That's right, another one of them.
Another one of them.
Another one of them there.
That's right.
I suppose it was a great disappointment when it closed down,
Oh,
wasn't
sure
it?
it was.
Yeah.
It was. Well, of course, my father went up then working up the way, you know. He finished his time in Ballina, but he
Did
was
he?
in
Yeah, yeah.
Castlebar, he was down in Liney and everywhere.
A linesman for the Great Western or Midland Railway.
The Great Southern Railway.
Great Southern Railway,
Great
yeah.
Southern. I think he worked for the Great Western as well, you know,
Yeah.
before they changed it.
Yeah. Indeed it is. The estate was divided.
I do indeed.
Yeah.
And all the houses on it.
Yeah.
There's Johnny Carden on one side and Lynott, so the
Yeah.
kids go to school.
They do, I
don't
know
they?
them, yes, I know the
And,
names, yeah.
Culkins
Yeah.
is on that side. On the other side of the road then there's the Egans, they're going to school too. And the Mullins and the Pryles. That was the
Oh,
six
yeah.
divides was made of that place. Well then the Petries kept there's Ivan and Alecky
Yeah.
and Ivan and Alecky and George.
Yeah.
They kept theirs.
Yeah.
Spot of it.
They have a mill down there all the time, haven't they?
They have, yes.
Robin that has that.
That's
is it?
Robin.
Yeah,
You know Robin. do you?
I do. I'll have to see that. I'll have to see that working. He
Went to grind his own stuff, probably.
Corn, is it?
Yes, corn.
Worked by the power of the river, I think. is
Yes.
it? Ah, yeah.
They have the big wheel.
Yeah.
You see? Yes.
The waterways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard noise one day. I was passing out there in Rosserk, a hole in the land where you could go back into.
There's a hole down Georgie Foster's field. A
Yeah,
tunnel.
we were in that one now.
Yes.
There's one there close to the abbey, isn't there? Somewhere.
That's so.
I was told there was, and that cattle were going into it,
Oh,
and
good
that
on.
they
Well, I
filled it up. You never
I
heard
never
of it?
saw it. Anyhow.
You never heard
of
of it?
No.
Yeah.
But that's not saying it, but it could be in it.
I know, you were down there a long time, and if it was in it,
That's right. That's right.
if it was in it, you'd have heard of it.
Yeah. Going across the river, but I never heard tell of a tunnel.
Stepping stone.
Stepping stones across.
At mine.
No, across the Moy at Melling Carroll or somewhere over there.
Oh yeah, there's something about that, all right.
Is that right? I bet
I
you
read,
heard
I
something
read,
about
I
it.
read something somewhere. Carroll's. Oh, going across there at
Don't you
Black.
know where Samuel Carroll lived? You talked about him not long since.
I do. Yeah.
Well, at that point, I think the stepping stones were going across. I used to hear my father talking about it. That's all I know.
Well, of course, there was another Sam Carroll's down at Bullock Park now.
Ah, well, he only went there
Yeah,
to live.
yeah.
It was the
I know,
creators that
yeah.
lived in it.
Yeah, right. So we're talking about the house where the boathouse was. There was a small little boat there, wasn't there?
There was, down at Bartlett, isn't it?
No,
Where to the other, there's another house
there was.
round there.
Well, across from her house now, you say the
Well,
step.
somewhere at that other house there at the point.
Oh, at
There was supposed to be stepping stones across the Moy there.
the Curry Point or Rinna Curry Point or whatever they call it, is it? Was there another name on it?
Oh, indeed, I forget now what's
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah.
But it's over there, you know, where
Yeah.
the stepping stone there now.
I have an idea now.
Yeah.
Anything about Inishdu or Black Eye, you know, that